Welcome back to Flag on the Take. I am your heartbroken host, Cole Braban, and alongside of me is someone with a very full heart that is not broken, and one of the nicest humans on planet Earth, Jordan Lewis. Jordan, what up?
What's up, my dog? What's going on, people?
I'll tell you what's up. You know what's up? Not scoring runs in a baseball game. That's what's up.
You're going to go into the Baltimore Orioles.
I would love to. I planned on coming on here in a very good mood because the Ravens kicked wholesale ass on Sunday Night Football in front of the entire country, just straight up spanked the Bills. And I was like, oh, this is good. Watch a little bit of playoff baseball. We'll record the pod. Have a good night. No. Orioles are like, here. They tried to get too cute with it. They really, I applaud them for having a unique strategy, but I think the strategy of going into a baseball game with the objective of not scoring runs, I don't think that's going to get us very far. Just throwing that one out there.
Give us a play-by-play. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, so
tell
the people what happened.
Bro, this game went by so fast. It was literally 1-0. Corbin Burns went out there and pitched his absolute heart out, poured his heart out in front of the Baltimore faithful, 41,500 people there. Goes 8+ innings. He only allows 1 run on some bullshit to Bobby Witt Jr. The Orioles literally got no runs. Zilch. 0. Nada. Nothing. Our bats have been ice cold, dude. My freaking Little League team hits better than this team does right now. I mean, this is ridiculous.
It's not over yet, bro. It's not over yet, bro.
Bro, you don't understand, man. You're just getting into baseball. This was our best shot, man. Corbin Burns, one of the best pitchers in the league, and he went out there and gave us 8+ innings with only giving up 1 run. We should have won. We should have killed them, dude. It shouldn't have even been close with how good Corbin was, man. It's just genuinely heartbreaking because I went into this game fully expecting to win because we had Corbin Burns pitching, and it's just nothing. No life.
How do you see the rest of the series going?
Oh, shit. We keep hitting like this. It's going to be over tomorrow. What's that one TikTok meme? What's that one TikTok meme? There's no passion! You know what I'm talking about? There's no passion. There's no aggression.
What's that one meme we both like? No aggression? It's like that one. What is his name? It's the coach, bro.
Oh.
Chucky.
I want better execution. We're clear on that?
I want better.
Hey, you can't fault a man who knows what he wants, all right? A man just wants better execution. And you know what? I want better effing execution as well. Sick of this shit, man. Like, we were one of the hottest teams in all of baseball till the All-Star break, which, for those who don't know, the All-Star break is in mid-July. And after that, we have just been a bottom 5 offense. Just keep forgetting to pack our bats. Our pitching can only do so much. I mean, we have some of the most talented hitters on our roster, and they're just like, yeah, I ain't swinging today. Like, we have so many passengers in our lineup, dude. It's crazy. We really only have like 3 or 4 guys who have actually been driving in runs. Everyone else has just been a passenger. Shit's crazy. It honestly sucks. Like,
Hopefully you guys pull it out.
Bro, that killed my whole vibe.
The home team.
That killed my whole vibe. I ain't even gonna lie.
Ladies and gents, I didn't think he was gonna make it. It's like, bro, you good to host? He's like, man, I'm fine. I can't let the people down. He's here for y'all. Down. I just want y'all to know that.
Man, I'm heartbroken, dude. After the game, I just stood in the kitchen and just
pain for y'all.
Just blank stared. Just pure devastation. Honestly, this hurt more than losing 10-0, to be honest with you.
You know what that reminds me of, bro? It's like I'm picturing you, and the new Will Levis meme dropped, and I just replaced his face with yours.
That's a sum of how it went, pretty much. I knew this was gonna be a pitcher's duel, but like, damn, dude. Now that I got that off my chest, I got something else I want to get off my chest too. I want to talk about John Fisher and the Oakland A's. I just want everyone to know that this here particular podcast stands with the Oakland A's. John Fisher can go to hell, sell the team. He just needs to go off somewhere, like go off the grid. Nobody cares about that dude. He's literally such a piece of shit. The worst owner in all of sports.
Yeah.
He's greedy, money hungry, absolutely torturing that fan base. Literally, this team, any good player they've ever had, he's like, oh, I gotta trade them away. Like, he just wants his team to suck so he can just keep stacking money and doesn't have to pay anybody. It's so ridiculous. So many people, so many billionaires have tried to buy him out. He won't even sell. Like, they're trying to give him money to go away and stop ruining baseball. And he's just like, nope, I just want to keep ruining baseball and keep being a piece of shit. So, John Fisher, I hope you burn in hell, and I hope you have to sell the team. I hope Major League Baseball forces you to sell your team. Like, he's
did you see?
Do what?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'll let you finish first. No, I was going to say, he wrote a letter to the fans that had a typo in it.
I did see that. That just proves the amount of incompetence
Yeah, you did
this
see
guy
that?
had.
Yeah, this man does not care.
This guy is worse than David Tepper
he does not care.
and Dan Snyder combined, minus the Dan Snyder like sexual allegation stuff. But like, take that out of the equation. Those two put together can't hold John Fisher's jockstrap. That's how much of a piece of shit this guy is. I genuinely hate that man, and I cannot wait. And I pray that MLB forces him to sell his team, dude. No, it's so disgusting how much he's trying to ruin the lovely sport of baseball. It should be criminal. It should be criminal.
Yeah, I've been seeing stuff on it.
Like, he is such a genuine piece of shit, man. I actually hate that guy. And I don't even root for the A's. A's aren't even my team whatsoever. But the fact that he's coming after and trying to ruin the lovely sport of baseball, yeah, he's a piece of shit. So I just wanted to get that off my chest and just want the world to know that we stand with the Oakland A's, and we are an Oakland A's anti-John Fisher podcast. But yeah, so that's some sports diversity there. Football's obviously the show's main sport, but we will obviously, since football's not a year-round sport, we will be diving into other sports, including baseball, NBA, college basketball, maybe even a little hockey, depending on how that goes. Might even get into
Speaking of the NBA, there was a recent trade that I know that you want to get into.
Okay. Before we get started, I just want to put it out there for the NBA. My allegiance is with the 76ers. That is my basketball team, but I tend to root for players more than I do teams. But if I have to pick a team, it's the 76ers. Jordan, what's your allegiance?
I am also more so a player follower. I guess if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the Sixers.
So who's some of your favorite players?
I just like players more than some of my favorite players, Dame, Embiid. Mostly those two. Those are the two I follow the most. But of course I follow LeBron, even though I'm not really a LeBron fan per se, but he's a very entertaining guy to watch.
You're not a Bronsexual?
Nah, definitely not. Jordan's my goat, but that's a different debate.
That's for the off season.
Yeah.
My favorite players include, obviously, Embiid, but I actually like Maxey more than I do Embiid. Jason Tatum's my favorite non-Sixer. That is definitely...
Oh, I forgot Shai Gilgeous. He's one of my favorite players, too. I don't know why.
Yeah, SGA is an absolute dog. Devin Booker, love that guy. Paulo Banchero is hilarious. I don't even care about his game on the court. That dude is just hilarious. You seen the video of when he, like... and he sounded like Flight?
Nah.
Oh, dude. He, like, gets stepped on or something. He's like, God damn!
No, I gotta see that.
I'll send it to you offline. But yeah, so let's get into it real quick. Karl Anthony Towns gets traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves to the New York Knicks. That he gets traded for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, the big ragu, a tie-in.
And a first-round pick.
Honestly, my quick thoughts on that is, does this even make the Knicks better? I feel like this is a lateral move.
I personally don't even think this helps either team.
It doesn't. Well, I take that back. It helps the Timberwolves because it gives them more salary cap flexibility and it gives them more depth. They were very top heavy going into the playoffs last year. But the Knicks, they needed shooting, so they traded their best playoff shooter, not named Jalen Brunson, to get more shooting. And they let Isaiah Hartenstein walk, their best rim protector, to trade for a center that isn't a rim protector. So, all right, Knicks are gonna Nick. I always say the Knicks are like the Cowboys of the NBA.
Does Ant-Man already have his deal?
Hang on, let me look. I don't know if he's was eligible this past off season or if he's eligible this upcoming off season.
Yeah, that might be a reason for it if he hadn't signed an extension. No, he already has signed one. He has a $200 million one.
All right, you beat me to it. Cool. But yeah, I think this is a lateral move for the Knicks. It definitely makes them more top heavy. I'll give them that, but in terms of losing out on the depth, that's what makes me think that it's more of a lateral move. It makes their starting five like one of, if not the best starting five in the NBA. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, as soon as they go to the bench, that efficiency, that plus minus is going to go down real quick.
Yeah. Are you a Jalen Brunson fan?
Fine fan.
I'm just saying, are you a fan of his game?
His game doesn't really move me. He's a good basketball player, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing, elite that he does. But I respect the hell out of him for taking that major discount on his contract.
I think the Knicks were a good story recently, especially Julius Randle. I'm definitely love watching Julius.
T-Wolves should have traded Gobert instead of Cat, in my opinion. But yeah, so I still think the Knicks are going to finish second in the conference behind the Celtics, but I don't think this gets the Knicks over the hump.
No.
All right, that was NBA talk.
All right, people, we're going to go into college football. This was an eventful weekend. The first game that we're going to go into is the Miami game. Now, they had a very, 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 very controversial ending. As you guys know, Cam Ward is my Heisman pick. He still is, even after the Virginia Tech game. Just for everybody who doesn't know, Virginia Tech was at Miami. Kalen Drones, who was the quarterback for Virginia Tech, and Cam Ward are actually cousins. So it was family involved in the game, which made it even more interesting. But Virginia Tech was punching Miami in the face early. Cam Ward ended up throwing 2 interceptions. He didn't look too good in the first half. Virginia Tech was running the ball efficiently. Their running back, oh my goodness, I forgot his name, Tootin, something like that, ran for 141 yards. And they were just out physicaling Miami. But Cam Ward ended up bringing his team all the way back, as he does. And did you see the play at the end, bro?
I didn't see it live, but as a good host, I went back and watched the tape, and yeah, I saw the play. That was crazy.
Yeah. So for the people who don't know, Miami scored a touchdown, maybe with a minute, half, maybe less than that left in the game. Virginia Tech, with no timeouts, had to go down the field and try to score a touchdown. Now, with only a couple seconds left on the clock, Drones threw up probably one of the best Hail Mary balls I think I've ever seen in my life. Just the drop on it. It looked like a Rodgers ball. And they actually looked like they came down with it. But after further review, it was overturned, and Miami remained undefeated. That would have been Virginia Tech's first top 10 win in years. And bro, I want to know what you think of it. What do you think of this controversial ending? Do you think that that it deserved to be overturned, is what I mean to say, or was Virginia Tech robbed?
Virginia Tech was 100% robbed. I think whether they called it a catch on the field or called it an incompletion on the field, whatever the call on the field should have been, whatever the call on the field was, is what it should have been. Watching back the replay, yep, I've seen so many more clear and conclusive plays not get overturned one way or the other. So to see this one get overturned actually blew my mind, because it didn't seem very clear and conclusive and beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not catch that football.
Yeah. From what I saw from it, and I'd have to see the clip again, when it looked like he was going down, it looked like he did have possession. But it also looked like it may be moved or bobbled at the bottom of the pile. So I don't know if that counts as surviving the ground or not. And as far as you were pointing out, yeah, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for?
Clear
decisive.
And conclusive.
You know what I mean?
Decisive, yeah.
Yeah, clear and conclusive, decisive, whatever you want to use. You got to go by the ruling on the field. And if the ruling on the field was a touchdown and you can't clearly overturn it, it has to be the ruling. So in that sense, yeah, I do feel like Virginia Tech got robbed. Now, I'm not going to lie. My family are U fans, so none of them were complaining. I'm not really complaining too much because I'm a Cam Ward fan, and it helps his Heisman chances. But
does it?
I think it does, especially since they remain in playoff contention.
I don't
Towards the end of the year,
helps.
Nobody's going to remember this game.
I don't know.
Also, he brought them back. Bro, he brought them back. He
did, but that first half was not very Heisman standards, and 2 picks. If it comes down to like nitty-gritty details at the end, they're going to come back to this game because he threw 2 picks.
They might, but all right, so we both agree Virginia Tech was robbed. They should have stayed with the ruling on the field, okay? And that's going to lead us to our next game, Alabama versus Georgia, SEC bout. We know what this game means to the both of them. I believe Alabama's up all time.
They are.
I'd have to double check on that. Yeah.
I don't know the exact record, but I know
this one, going into it, I thought Bama was going to win. As me and you have talked about before, Carson Beck does not move either of us. I think this game just further kind of proved that. I feel like his receivers were making more plays for him than him actually throwing good balls. That's a pause. I do feel like Jalen Milroe kind of solidified himself as the Heisman favorite right now. I also feel like Alabama took their foot off the gas. Yeah, I think Alabama took their foot off the gas because at some point before halftime it was 28-7, I believe, or 30-7,
something
rather.
Like that.
And yeah, Bama jumped on them early, man. I mean, early. Jalen Milroe had 117 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. He broke out on like a 40 or 50 yarder early in the game as well. And you could just tell that Alabama was just punching Georgia in the mouth. Carson Beck looked like a deer in headlights. He barely completed 50% of his passes. I think he had I'm so serious. He was seeing ghosts. Had 52% completion percentage. Ended up throwing 3 picks, bro. And Georgia, I know they're talented. I know they got one of the best defenses in the nation. All of that. But when you have who they have at quarterback, I just really do feel like it limits them.
It definitely does. They remind me so much of Ohio State last year.
Yeah.
But Jalen Milrow,
And
that
so
was
with
my
that, will they still be a playoff team? Yes.
definitely. They have to be.
Yeah, but I guess we can kind of, before we move on to our next game, we can kind of go into our updated Heisman race. As I've said, I've still got Cam Ward, so you still got Jalen Milrow?
Yeah, Jalen Milrow, that was my preseason Heisman pick. And at first it didn't look that good, but it's starting to age real nice. Rip
Yeah.
Jackson Dart's Heisman
If you were to make a top 5, who would it be right now?
Just like who's in the race? It's definitely...
It doesn't have to be anything decisive, like as far as this guy's 1, this guy's 2. Just give me top 5.
Okay, in no particular order, it's got to be Milrow, Travis Hunter, that Ashton Genty, the Boise State running back.
Ooh, yeah. He's up there for me now, too.
We've got to be up there.
Yeah,
Cam Ward's
man.
in it. And I'm stuck for number 5 because, like, has Quinn Ewers missed too many games?
I think he has at this point, especially with the way Archer's been playing. I do.
Because it would have been
Not saying
Quinn.
that Archer's going to be Heisman, but no. Yeah, if Quinn had still been playing and still been putting up decent numbers, you still got to put Quinn up there. But Arch has been playing relatively well. He's not in the race, don't get me wrong. But as far as like hurting Quinn's chances, I think he has.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't think of a 5th off the top of my head, but those 4 that I listed are definitely in it.
Yeah. Mine is also very similar. I'm going Jalen Milrow. I think I'm going to put mine in order as to what I think right now. I do think Jalen Milrow is number 1, as I've said. I still got Cam Ward 2, even though I think it's close. I got Ashton Genty at 3. I feel like Travis Hunter is a long shot, but in my opinion, he's top 5. So I'm putting him at 4. Because you know how they are without non-quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's fair, unfortunately.
5, I feel like you got to go with Dylan Gabriel or Nico.
Oh, brother.
I feel like I'm only saying it just based off of team success and how they're playing. And I don't like either. Well, I like Nico, but you know I'm not really a Dylan Gabriel fan.
So that means Oregon is 5th in the Heisman race for you right now.
Yeah, Oregon. I should say Oregon. Huh? I shouldn't say Dylan.
Oh, man. Good top 5. The only thing I disagree with is I think Travis Hunter should be higher because I really think he has a legit shot. He's got the media behind him.
See, I don't know if it's media or just social media because sometimes those are two different things.
No, it's media. That's all I heard about today. Well, yesterday, I should say.
He definitely had a shot. He definitely.
It's because of what he's doing both ways. That's why.
We can go into Michigan really quick. I didn't really watch too much of this game. I watched some of the highlights, maybe like some of the first half. Michigan, I don't know what's going on within the season. Alex Orji. I still can't believe that's his government.
Oh, yeah.
It was 10 for 8 for 86 yards, a tud, and a pick. Nothing marvelous. Khalil Mullins, their running back, 111 yards on 24 carries for 2 tuds. Once again, I'm very disappointed, very, very disappointed in Donovan Edwards this year. Bro, how do you feel? Yeah, I don't understand if it's just like a underlying health thing that we don't know about, or if it's just he's not as nice as we thought he was going to be. But
I think he's in the doghouse, to be honest. He's only getting 9 touches.
You think if it's something off the field, maybe?
He's got to be in the doghouse. Why is Mullings getting 24 touches to Donovan's 9? Even last year with Blake Corum, they still gave him more touches than that.
Yeah, and I feel like Blake Corum was a better back last year.
100%, without a doubt.
Now, we're going to go into one that I was kind of texting you about, you know, just to poke some fun. Ole Miss and Kentucky. So, Cole has an updated Heisman pick as Jalen Milrow, but before he said, and I quote, "Don't be shocked if..." Oh, no, don't try to take shots now. Let me get this off.
Nice try, asshole.
Said that Jackson Dart was gonna win the Heisman. I said, "Oh, I don't know." And recently, Ole Miss fell to Kentucky. Now, Jackson Dart didn't play terribly in this game, so I'm not gonna act like he did. But at the same time, he didn't do anything to elevate his team over Kentucky.
All right, you know what? You want to be a dick? I can be a dick too. We're gonna spin zone this game, sir. Oh, you absolutely. You better believe it. Kentucky is legit, brother. Did you see what they did to Georgia?
I did.
Instead of saying that Jackson Dart doesn't deserve to be in the Heisman race, how about you say that Kentucky deserves more respect, huh? Let's all look about perspective here, okay?
Why can't both be true?
No, that was a damn good Kentucky program, okay? That defense was rock solid.
Yeah, well, huh?
You want to spin this? We can spin this.
I'll let you have that one.
No,
I'll let you have that one, bro.
And for the record, I said going into it that Jackson Dart was my dark horse, not favorite, I said Jalen Milroe was my Heisman pick, but don't be shocked if we're talking about Jackson Dart winning the Heisman. That was my dark horse pick.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
not my
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
actual. Don't try and spin
My
this
bad,
into
bro.
something that it's not.
I
Good
I
lord.
appreciate the correction. I just like poking fun.
Oh, I had to stand on 10 toes for Jackson real quick.
My man said first the Orioles and now Jackson Dart.
Trying to slander my takes. If you're gonna throw a
Said
flag,
I'm
say it with your
standing my ground.
chest.
Oh, I'm throwing a flag. I'm throwing a hot little flag, my boy.
That Dan Campbell throw, throwing it halfway across the field.
All right, let's go to our next game. We got Texas handling Mississippi State. Again, Mississippi State's a solid team. Never mind. Oh, I thought they were better than they actually were this year. Jeez.
They're still better than ULM.
They suck. They are better than ULM. That is facts. Archman didn't look good in this game, man. 26 for 31, 325 yards, 2 tuds. I watched a little bit of this game again. DeAndre Moore Jr., 104 with 2 tuds. The sophomore. Isaiah Bond's probably my favorite receiver on that team, though. I like when he does good.
That dude's a
I'd
dog.
like him to get a couple more catches, please. Yeah, I love Isaiah Bond, man. Might be one of the fastest people in college football for sure. Probably the fastest person on Texas. But as far as Texas goes, yeah, they handled business. So just to kind of flip the script a little bit, we feeling like Arch is going to remain the starter, or when Quinn's healthy, he's coming back?
When Quinn's healthy, he's coming back. But I will say this: Arch has gotten better week over week. This is the last chance Sark has to put Quinn back in, because if Arch goes out there and starts one more game and does even better, it's going to get so loud at Texas, dude. This is Sark's last chance to save face.
Yeah. I feel like, again, we've kind of talked about it last episode. I think a little bit even in the episode previously. I just feel like you have to give Quinn the chance because, again, it's his last year. Especially him going into the draft. I feel like he's going to need to end this year off right, especially if he wants to be, I don't know. Where do you got him going if he does go out?
Well, how good does he do the rest of the year? Does he stay par for the course, or does he go off, or does he suck? That changes my answer.
Yeah. Let's say he goes off.
He goes off?
At least by, yeah, not like he got the Heisman, but you know what I mean. Just good statistical second half of the season. He's solid. He's still in the race somewhere.
Comes back with a vengeance?
Yeah, let's say that.
Comes back with a vengeance. He's going to be the first QB off the board. Well, maybe second, but he's going to be argued.
So?
He's going to be argued for first QB off the board. He's the best pure passer. He's the most pro ready.
Yeah.
But I still think Jalen Milroe has the higher ceiling, but I think Quinn has the higher floor.
Hear me out. I do feel like Quinn, maybe out of all the quarterbacks, has that. Other than, I honestly feel like Shador has a high floor too. But as far as the quarterbacks in college football right now, I do feel like Quinn has the higher floor, but I also feel like he has the lowest ceiling.
No, I see that.
I don't know how much better he's going to get. You know what I mean? Apparently, of course he's going to get better, especially you get in the league and you adjust to the speed of the game and whatever else. But I don't know. I don't know how much better he can get.
Quinn Ewers, I see him topping out at Jared Goff.
And Jared Goff is solid, so.
Yeah, borderline top 10. Nothing wrong with it. But if you're a top 3 pick, people are going to be like, oh, he's a bust.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think Milroe, when he comes in, if he starts year 1, though, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Milroe? I also feel like it depends on the team where he's going. But I don't think he'll start year 1.
For his sake, I hope not.
All right. Was there any more college you wanted to get into, or did you want to get into NFL Week 4?
I'm ready to go to the pros, brother. You ready?
All right, brother. I'm going to let you go first. Coming up, we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. So, as we all know, Cole was a little down on his luck last week. You know what I mean? But I was telling my mans that his Ravens were fine. And coming out this week against the Dallas Cowboys. No, against the Bills, sorry. After smacking the Cowboys.
Man.
How do we feel?
Oh, brother, I'll tell you how I feel. I'm so back in on the Ravens, but cautiously back in on the Ravens. I'm not diving head first. I'm diving feet first. Because
you didn't feel too good about that Cowboys dub, man. I was trying to tell you a dub is a dub.
Well, no, but because of how we almost blew that game. But the fact that we actually held the lead for once, that was sick. I'm not used to that. There was 6 minutes left in the game, and we were still up 35-10, and I'm like, there's still time for them to come back. But
yeah, and you guys are using Derrick Henry like you're supposed to, like we've been saying.
And he goes off for 200. That man ran 21 miles an hour.
Yeah, again, as many carries as he had on his body, not even just NFL. We're talking like college and high school. I don't understand, man. But you also look at the amount of work and stuff that he puts in his body. Like he spends like 200K a year on his body alone.
Yeah, he's done that every year he's been a pro.
Yeah, and it's working.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's working. But
yeah, go into it, man.
Man,
what are your takeaways from this game?
Honestly, I think Derrick Henry made us look way better than we actually are. The offensive line, shout out to them, they actually did this thing called blocking. That was pretty sick. For everyone saying that Lamar Jackson gets carried by Derrick Henry, up yours because you don't know ball. Lamar Jackson, you can't say he gets carried. Yes, Derrick Henry did a lot of the work that game, but the only reason Derrick Henry got so many of those huge runs was because Lamar Jackson faked like he was running. Lamar Jackson draws so much attention in the run game that Derrick Henry gets left one-on-one, and Derrick Henry will run you over if he's one-on-one. They can't put hats on Derrick Henry if they have to honor Lamar, too.
They work really good for each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you get Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry at the mesh point. One of them's going to score. Pick your poison. They picked Lamar as their... Yep. They picked to cover Lamar, Derrick Henry poison. And that's just what we need to keep doing. I don't appreciate Zay Flowers going on a milk carton, though, this week. I started him in fantasy. That was a whopping 2 points.
Yeah, that one kind of shocked everybody. I knew some people that had Zay Flowers on their parlays, and they were.
I wasn't happy. Damn, sitting there wearing a Zay Flowers jersey, my man get 1 catches for 10 yards. The hell? But don't look now.
Man said, "I got your number on, man. What are you doing?"
I don't want to be negative, but I think it's time to be on watch for Mark Andrews.
It's not like I was saying that week 1.
I think he might explode, and not in a good way. Slowly, he looks unhappier and unhappier every week he doesn't get the ball. Just saying. Mm-hmm. I love Mark. Mark. One of the best humans on the football team. But he does not look pleased. At all.
Yeah, I don't think I would be too.
Just a couple other quick things. Shout out to the defense. Nate Wiggins dropped a couple picks, but other than that, he strapped up pretty nicely. I thought Kyle Van Noy.
I remember.
Dude is in fuego. He has 2 sacks in each of the last 3 games. He has 6 sacks in 3 games.
Yep.
And he had that.
And I think that's the first time in his career, right? Because I think his career high, isn't it, with like 6.5 with New England?
No, he set his new career high last year with us. I forget what it is, but it's more than that. But
Ooh.
But yeah, Kyle Van Noy's balling for us this year. Shout out to him. Yeah, I still am not pleased with our offensive coordinator. John Harbaugh had the biggest blunder of the season, easily by a coach. He's lucky that didn't cost us. And the only other thing I got to say is if you still think Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson, then you don't know ball. That's what it is.
I ain't throwing a flag on that take.
Yes, Josh can throw farther. Yes, Josh has a bigger arm. Yes, Josh is 6'5" and can hurdle people. Yes, he says all the right things in the media. Yes, he's built like your dream quarterback and can move. But you cannot tell me that he is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I understand he's a better passer.
If I was building a team, I'd rather have Lamar.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let me describe it this way. Gap between Josh's passing and Lamar's passing is smaller than Lamar's running versus Josh's running, if that makes sense. Like, I
agree.
Lamar's
they're different type of runners though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Lamar's running, it makes the defense come down so then he can burn you over the top. Josh, you don't have to honor him like that. And
he'll run over a linebacker once or twice, but other than that, it's not like he's gonna go off for 100 a game like Lamar could.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, Josh, when he gets blitzed a lot, he just tries to be Superman and just either throws crazy picks or takes a sack or whatever. You blitz Lamar, you better pray to the football gods he doesn't get past that blitz, because if he does, he's taking it to the crib, no questions asked. So, yes, I will admit Josh Allen's a better passer. I'm not denying that, but I'm saying Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback. I think Lamar's the second best quarterback in the league. I mean, we've had 2, I don't want to say bad losses. Only one of the losses was really bad, and we almost had a second really bad loss. But none of those losses or near losses were on Lamar. So, I don't want to hear any blame, any criticism, Lamar's getting carried by Derrick Henry. Lamar's playing like a top 5 quarterback. He's not what's wrong with the Ravens. He's the reason the Ravens aren't 0-4. But after my positivity, finally I get to be the positive one. I feel like on this pod, all it's been is negative with me and the Ravens because the Ravens have been sucking ass.
It has recently, bro.
They finally lived up to their potential. I can finally talk about good things. But now, flip of the script, You're the one who doesn't have anything good to say. So let's get into this. Talk about your Yinzers.
I have some good things to say, not about my defense this time around. So, my Steelers, who were undefeated going into Indianapolis for week 4 against the Indianapolis Colts, of course. I'm hurting just thinking about this game, to be completely honest with you. We went down early in the game, 17-0. They scored on their first drive. AR came out, ran a couple of people over. Jonathan Taylor took it in the end zone. Just wasn't looking good. We were getting out physical, especially in that first half. AR ended up getting smacked on a long run. I think he ran for about 20 yards, ended up getting smacked by Minka, ended up hurting his hip. Next play, he went on like a little rollout. Actually, I think it was an option. And when he took it, he just kind of went down and he was out the game. He was questionable for the longest time. Turns out he had like a hip pointer or something like that. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I don't know
hip
if he's
pointer.
going to miss time. I don't think they've said anything. Yeah, I don't know if they said anything after that. But Joe Flacco comes in for relief of Anthony Richardson and decides to dissect my defense like it's 2012 again. My defense, who has been historic through the first 3 weeks, looked like my 2016 defense when Artie Burns was my best cornerback. I don't think I've seen worse defensive performance in the past couple of years.
Damn.
Actually, no, I've seen bad defense. That one against Buffalo last year was rough because Josh Allen just went crazy. But that's besides the point. We're talking about this game now. My defense didn't show up. Jay Fields and the offense, they always have slow starts, but at least they looked miles better, even statistically too. And just by the eyeball test, they're miles better than our offense with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph and Mitch Trubisky, our revolving door quarterback from last year and the year before. I was happy with the second half performance by my offense. They all fought, man. Justin Fields is quarterback one. It's no debate at this point. He's the only Steelers quarterback since Big Ben to throw for 300 yards and a touchdown. Bro, it's been like 4 years since Ben retired. And he's the only Steelers quarterback. Yeah, man.
He was hanging out with Pat.
So Justin Fields finished. Yeah, I saw. And Pat was hyped too. I was like, geez. Yeah. So Jay Fields finished with 367 total yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing and 1 passing. Looked really, really good, man. He played like a top 10 quarterback. And that's what I want to see from him week in and week out. He was the number 1 quarterback in fantasy this past week. Cole would know because he had him.
Damn right I did.
Yeah. So I hope that he continues this. And it's nice to know that if my defense doesn't show up, that he can at least elevate my offense. And that's all I wanted to see from a quarterback. So am I sad we lost? Yeah, especially to a Colts team that we should have beat. But I'm glad that we got this L out the way early because we all know how it is, the pressure of being undefeated, especially everybody talking trash. But now I don't have to worry about it. We go and back home, we play Dallas. Hopefully that game goes good. Dallas is kind of injured going in. I don't know if that'll make a difference for us. Either way, it's going to be a tough game. 5-star matchup all across the board. It's going to be a good game. But yeah, onward to Dallas. Again, defense disappointed me, but I got my quarterback of the future.
Yeah, man. So Jay Fields, he's been getting better and better and better every week. So riddle me this. He keeps playing like this the rest of the year. Are you willing to give him 4 for 200?
Rest of the year. Okay, am I getting Jay Fields from Colts for the rest of the year from the Colts game, or am I getting from the second half of the Colts game, or am I getting Jay Fields from the first couple of games?
You're getting half from the Chargers game and half from the Colts game. So half the games are the Chargers game, the other half are the Colts game.
I'd see if we could get him on the Danny Dimes type deal.
So what, 40 to
But
45?
if we had to do the 4 for 200, yeah, because again, 40 or 45 for a quarterback right now is cheap.
Look, all I'm going to say is this. If he keeps playing like this and he wins you a playoff game, he's got you guys by the balls.
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah, because quarterbacks are hard to find. And if I spend another year trying to find
another year of Mitch Trubisky.
Brother, I promise you, somebody, I don't even know. I'm sick of it. I haven't felt this optimistic about a Steelers team in a long time. I'm gonna change our win total. I think, remember how we were saying they're gonna go 10-7, unless we have a major drop off. I can see us going 11-6. So
Yeah,
I'm
if
gonna
he
boost
wins
this
you a
one
playoff
game just
game,
based
bro.
off of how Jay Fields is looking.
You guys got him for cheap this year, so you guys should consider going all in. And you know what all in would look like?
Yeah.
Davante Adams. I don't want him to go there.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I don't want him to go there. But unbiasedly,
yeah. Tell the people what's going on with the Raiders.
Man, as an unbiased podcast host, okay, I can see Davante Adams going to the Yinzers. But here's the thing, right? Let's get into it. Okay, the Raiders are looking to offload Davante Adams because I bet you he's unhappy. because I mean I would be too. Bro, what's pissing me off is he is a top 5 wide receiver, right? You would agree?
I would definitely. He's my favorite in the league.
So he's
I
top
argue
5.
him for one.
Okay, exactly. We both agree he's top 5. They want a second round pick. Okay, here. We're gonna do a little. We're gonna
But
do a
that
little
also
bit.
makes me think that they just want him out of there.
We're gonna do a little bit of a simulation, okay?
They have no leverage.
Okay, you're gonna be the Raiders GM, and I'm gonna be Omar Khan. Okay. All right, ready? All right, I called you. Pick up the phone.
Hello, Omar.
Hey, Jordan. This is Omar Khan calling from the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got a moment?
Yeah. Of course.
We'd like to inquire about what it might cost to get Davante Adams. So what would you ask from us to acquire Davante Adams?
I would at least like a second and
Yes!
a quality.
Yes. Send the paperwork.
Would you give me Calvin Austin?
Yes. Send the paperwork. That is how that phone call should go.
You think? Okay. I know a second. I know they'll be willing to give up a second because my goodness, they were willing to give up a third or almost a second for freaking. So they better be able to give up a second for Adams. But who do you think would go? Somebody in the receiving room is going to go. I think it's going to be Calvin because he has the most potential as far as like big play.
It's either Calvin or Roman. Probably.
It can't be Roman.
Probably Calvin. But bro,
he was a third rounder. You wouldn't give up on a third that fast, especially since he hasn't seen the field yet. You don't know what you have.
Bro, if I call the Las Vegas Raiders and ask what it would take to get Davante Adams, and they say a second round pick, I am screaming yes into that phone just like I just did.
The scream caught me. I was like, yes!
I could not send that paperwork fast enough if they only want a second round pick for Davante Adams.
You know how Omar likes to play hardball. I'm just get it done.
Dude, I'm thinking Eric DeCosta send a
make your
second,
team
bro.
Better. And it's a top 5 receiver. Bro, it's a top 5 receiver for a second round pick. Just do
I
it.
don't care that he's past 30, bro. He's so worth it. These GMs trip about the age of 30.
Who cares?
Man.
He's aged like a fine wine.
That's what I'm saying. Like these GMs care
it's
too
different
much
at
about
receiver
30.
though, especially nowadays.
Oh yeah, bro. But I don't know where he's gonna go. He hasn't come out with his preferred destinations. All he said is that he wants to go to somewhere with an established QB. So I don't know. But somewhere he could possibly go is the New York Jets. And man, they look like shit against the Broncos. I don't know what was worse,
yes,
the weather or their offense, dude. That game was so bad.
The final score of that game was 10-9, right?
That's correct. I want to give a shout out to Bo Nix real quick. Just hear me out, okay? I want to give a shout out to Bo Nix, man. No. Hats off to that guy, man. Not only was he able to defeat Aaron Rodgers, he was able to defeat the weather. He was able to win in spite of himself, man. That's 3 W's in one game. Bo Nix getting a win despite bad quarterback play, man. Shout out to him.
That defense that they got, man.
My God, it's so underrated, bro.
Yeah.
It looked bad early,
I think
but
they get a bad rep just because they're not a good team. But they have. I wouldn't even say they looked bad. They just kind of, I don't know. Because they weren't bad against us.
Dude, Bo Nix looks so bad. That's why I had to give him a round of applause for winning despite bad quarterback play. My God. But that game was ugly. They could use Davante Adams. It's clear Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson aren't meshing like they thought they would.
Yeah. I don't want to hit the panic button on the Jets yet, but at the same time, I think they'll be like Denver in the sense of borderline playoffs, probably going to need to win a game in like week 17 or something like that.
I think Jets are going to sneak in as a wild card, and then they're going to go as far as Aaron Rodgers will take them.
Yeah. I do feel like they'll be dangerous if they get in, though, just because we know how the weather is in February. And you have Aaron Rodgers, who's an experienced playoff.
Yeah, they're going to be a team no one wants to face. Like I said, if Aaron Rodgers can turn back the clock, that team can go to the Super Bowl. But if he shows any signs of aging, they're toast. All right, speaking of a team that is toast, just like I said they were, the New Orleans Saints are officially ass again. Cinderella is back into a pumpkin. Dennis Allen is the worst coach in football. I just knew this team was not going to last very long. It was nice to see them kick Dallas'
when they were 2-0, everybody... Yep, everybody was talking Saints Super Bowl, they're back.
Not me, brother. I was always on the Saints are ass team. Pause.
Yeah, it's okay, bro.
I just wanted to say that I was right about the Saints. They're bad. But you know who's not bad?
They are very bad.
You know who's not bad?
Who?
Jaden freaking Daniels, dude. Just like I said he would be.
Hold up. Before we go into the Commanders. As you guys know, we talked briefly about them last week. We gave Jaden Daniels a little bit of love. I got a text from a family member of mine, and I told Cole about it, saying we didn't give Washington enough love. So, Unc, this is for you. Let's get into it, bro.
Yeah, bro, this is about to turn into Krispy Kreme the way we're about to glaze the commies. Anyways,
Oh. Yo. But yeah, let's get into it, man.
Jaden Daniels looks
He's on another historic run. His completion percentage has been insane.
And that's our Commander's coverage. Anyway,
86% for this game, 90% for last game. Just be like, moving on.
He set a record. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, he set a record, for those who don't know, of the highest completion percentage through 4 games with a minimum of, I think it's like 100 attempts. But dude, he looks so good. Is this the second year in the row where the second overall pick's better than the first?
I think so. I think this was just going to be. And I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like. We'll see in the coming weeks.
It's tough.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're getting these wins out early then. Yeah. Also, can't wait to play them. I'm supposed to be at that game with the fam. Hope we beat their heads in. But for now, they're doing really well.
Dude, Jaden looks so good, man.
But Brian Robinson. Yeah, Brian Robinson had 21 for 100. He's been doing pretty good. He's finally, he's getting his love, man. I think he scored in back-to-back weeks. I don't remember the last time that's happened with Terry, just because of his quarterback situation.
Hey, man, those who know ball know Terry McLaurin's a top 10 receiver for the past couple years.
Yeah, he is. We just had a revolving. I can't even talk,
revolving
bro.
Revolving
door at quarterback. Yeah, bro. There we go. Thank you, nephew.
Man, I'm telling you,
the Cards are a weird team, man.
Yeah, I don't
like. They have talent, but they're not good. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, the offense is either like they're gonna score on a crazy looking drive, or they're gonna go 3 and out. And then their defense, I mean, they play football like defense is optional.
I guess I'll tackle.
He's like, do I have to cover him? But hey, man, I'm proud of Jaden, man. Yeah. I loved him at LSU, dude.
I am too.
Well, we just talked about Jaden Daniels and the Commanders who are rolling, but you know who's not going to be rolling anymore?
Those Kansas City Chiefs.
Rashee Rice, dude. There's a chance he might not miss the whole year. Did you see that?
It's an ACL, though.
Allegedly. Now, apparently, they're getting hella different opinions on it because they think that he might be able to come back. So it makes me think it's not torn. Because if it was torn, normally a torn ACL, like if it's torn, like Monday morning, they're like, yup, confirmed torn ACL. He's out for the rest of the year, yada, yada, yada. But...
Or maybe it's some type of partial tear that he can just get surgery on.
I think it might be a partial tear of a bunch of different ligaments, because the way Patty Mahomes took that boy's knee out was crazy.
Yeah, Patty took his own player out. If anybody who hasn't seen the clip or doesn't know, Rashee Rice, the Chiefs' #1 receiver, was injured in their game against the Chargers. Pat Mahomes was trying to throw a block or whatever else he was trying to do and ended up taking his own guy's knee out. And It looked awful.
Yeah, it did. It looked bad.
But... yeah, it looked really, really bad. But I don't really want to say what I'm about to say. But at the same time, we all know Rashee had some off-season stuff this season. You know what I mean?
We're on the same wavelength. I know what you're about to say, and I agree. Say it.
Yeah. So I don't want to say karma, bro.
I said the same thing as soon as it happened.
That's what it's looking like.
It's definitely karma.
Bro.
Don't be a dumbass, in the words of the wise Red Foreman. Have you ever watched that 70s show?
Yeah, bro. I have.
Yeah, don't be a dumbass.
Yeah. But yeah, Chargers, once again, they're starting to fall off the wagon.
Yeah. I think they're just too injured, to be honest. I think that's their only problem.
I think they are too. And I don't even know if they're going to have a chance to get healthy. I don't know when their bye week is.
Should be soon. I think it's this week, actually.
If it is, then maybe they got a shot.
I'm almost certain it is, because everyone was saying that Herbert's going to get 2 weeks off before he plays again.
It is this week.
Okay, I was right. Cool. But all right. Speaking of dumbasses, what's going on with the Dolphins, dude? Were we underrating Tua?
I believe we were. I will not say that Tua is a great quarterback, but I will say that he is a good quarterback, and he knows how to run that system very well.
Dude, that team looks so bad. Like, any quarterback they bring in to run that offense, it is just like it can't do anything. I don't understand what happened to all the fancy runs that bust out for 20 yards, or all the deep passes to Tyreek Hill that are just magically wide open. Of course, the 1 year I get Tyreek Hill in fantasy.
Me out. Feel like that offense is built for Tua.
I think you're right, but go ahead and explain.
I'm just if anybody who's watched the Dolphins, they know it's a lot of motion. There are a lot of screens involved, getting your playmakers in space. And you let Tua play point guard, and that's what he was doing at Bama with his receivers when he had Davante Smith. You had Najee Harris in the back. Well, no, that was more But no, he had Najee for a
He
year,
had
even
Naj,
though that
yeah.
was more than Mac Jones' year. Yeah. But Jalen Waddle, again, college teammate, but you're getting your playmakers the ball in space. Mike McDaniels, we all know he knows how to call it offense. He's off the Shanahan tree. But Tua is definitely a West Coast quarterback, and he runs that system to a T.
Dude, absolutely, man. Like,
And so
I
I just
didn't
feel like, yeah,
I didn't think Tua was that good. Like I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was that good. Like I thought like you could like plug and play any quarterback who like is mentally good. So I would think they need to
nah.
get. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I was saying like to go get like Jameis or something, but now like, dude, I don't know if this is Tua's system, man. They might just have to roll with the punches, man. All right, speaking of rolling with the punches, how about them Lions last night, dude? Shout out the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff going 18 for
Yeah.
18.
Shout out Jared Goff finally getting my first win in fantasy. Carried my team. Carried my team.
My boy caught a touchdown.
100% completion percentage. Yeah, you know he didn't have a perfect passer rating because it wasn't at least 20 attempts or 300 yards.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, man.
Some nerd who's never touched a football in his life is trying to tell Jared Goff he wasn't perfect last night. That's stupid.
Yeah. 100% completion percentage, but it wasn't a perfect rating just because it wasn't 300 yards or 20 attempts.
Pick up a football, nerds.
Yeah. It seemed like the Seahawks. Did you watch any of this game?
I watched the whole game.
Yeah. So didn't it just seem like every time the Seahawks would just inch their way back, the Lions would just have a huge play, like the JMO run, the JMO 60, 70-yard touchdown.
Dude, that play was a guaranteed touchdown no matter who he threw it to. Did you see Amon-Ra on that play? Like when they showed the replay of it?
No, I didn't see. Was it like a
Dude,
busted coverage, you feel?
dude, Amon-Ra ran a post and was butt naked in the middle of the field, dude. There was nobody within
Yeah.
20 yards of him. So that was a touchdown
Yeah.
regardless.
David Montgomery had a crazy screen pass that he took for 40 yards, too.
Yeah, that was crazy work.
Yeah, broke like 3 tackles. I thought he was gone. But, nah, for real. But I still feel like both of these teams are playoff teams. Seahawks aren't bad. Lions are good. It's
Lions
just,
are on
you know,
fire, dude. Here
it
we
is what
go.
it is. Sometimes it just ain't your day. Yeah.
Motor City Dan Campbell and the boys are firing on all cylinders. I love to hear it. All right, that's our week 4 recap. You ready to get into our week 5 picks, brother?
Yeah. Did you want to update our record from this past week first before we get into week 5?
Not ideally, but I guess if I have to. I went 7-9 again, which is pretty cool. That puts me at 22-26 on the season, so not very good gambler, but
Fun fact, I also went 7-9 for this week of picks, and me and Cole are still tied at 22-26. So hopefully this week is the difference.
right. Yeah, but hopefully we can separate a little bit because what's crazy is we picked different games. Like I felt like we picked a lot different last week. They just happened to split.
Yeah.
But
Cole and I definitely did a lot of doing the opposites just to see, you know what I mean? Especially since we didn't all want to have the same pick, but it just worked out in such a weird way.
yeah, a weird way. But you ready to get into these week?
Yep, let me start. Yep, I'm ready.
All right. So we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons on Thursday Night Football. Kirko Chains is favored by 1.5 points. This is tough because like it just is Bijan going to touch the rock? Bijan touches the rock, they're going to cover. He doesn't touch the rock, they're in trouble. I'm going to go with Kirko Chains. I love Kirk, man. I'll ride with him.
I'm gonna take the Bucks on this one, on the money line.
You're going to take plus 1.5, so they got to win by 2 or like
I think they're plus a point and a half. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Moving on, we have the 9:30. We have the first London game of the year. Potentially Aaron Rodgers' last international game. They asked him on McAfee today if he's going to look at it differently since it could be his last international game. It's the Jets at the Vikings they have to be legit. I mean, I don't want to believe, but I have no choice but to believe in them because of who they've beaten. Like, I just have such a hard time believing they're legit, man. But with who they've beaten, I can't help but say that they're legit. Minnesota's 2.5 favorites. It's tough for me to pick against Aaron Rodgers, man. Every time I pick against Aaron, I feel like I'm doing something I shouldn't. But I'm going to pick against them. I'll take the Vikings minus 2.5.
I'm gonna take the Jets plus 2.5. And I'm only doing it because, don't get me wrong, I know the Jets have seemingly unlocked Sam Darnold. And at this point, I'm not going to bet against Sam Darnold. But at the same time, I don't know. Has he ever played in an international game? I don't know if the jet lag is going to get into him or he's going to be seeing ghosts and then this is going to be one of those 3 interception games from Sam. You know what I mean? I think he has. Regardless, I don't think Aaron Rodgers will let the Jets tank all the way. So I'm gonna pick the Jets in this one.
All right, moving on. We have the Ravens at the Bengals. Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. The Bengals are home dogs. Woo! Give me the Ravens minus 2.5. I don't think the Bengals can stop Derrick Henry, so that alone is enough for me to think the Ravens will cover.
Give me the Ravens minus 2.5 as well. The Bengals defense has been Swiss cheese again. Even last week in their W, they were still Swiss cheese. The Panthers and Andy Dalton still were able to score 24 points. Andy Dalton still had 222 and 2 touchdowns. Chuba Hubbard still had over 100 yards on less than 20 carries against that defense. So you can only imagine what Derrick Henry's going to do. So yeah, I'm taking the Ravens minus 2.5.
Oh, I can imagine. Pause.
Bro's going to have a wet dream about it.
Yeah, you better watch it. Moving on. Speaking of the Panthers, they are on the road at the Bears. Bears are 3.5-point favorites. So this is the battle of the Bryce Young trade. Another Andy Dalton revenge game. The Bears by far have a better team, but is Caleb gonna keep this close? Is my question. Oh shit. No, he's not. I'm gonna pick the Bears minus 3.5. I've picked all favorites so far. I'm so nervous.
I'm also gonna go. Yeah, I'm going Bears minus 3.5.
All right, moving on.
Just for the same reasons that you said. Also, the Panthers just aren't good, bro.
No, I think they just got a bump for starting Andy Dalton that one game. Moving on to probably the worst game of the week, the Dolphins at the Patriots. This is a pick'em game. Give me the Patriots. If that offense keeps looking that inept, like I can't confidently pick the Dolphins to win a game if they cannot score the football. So if the Titans can run rampant on them at their home stadium on the road in Foxborough, I think Jacoby Brissett gets the job done.
Yeah. Give me the Patriots, even though I don't like the spread. I feel like this is one we're going to lose just because -1 is crappy, but it is what it is. Yeah, give me the Patriots, man.
All right, moving on. We got the Browns at the Commanders. I still refuse to pick the Browns, so I'll pick the Commanders blindly. What's it at? 3.5. All right, I'll take that. I have all favorites so far. Lord help me.
I can't stand Cleveland, so I'm just going Commanders anyway. Plus, they've been...
Hell yeah. Oh, this will be interesting. Moving on, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags are 3-point favorites? Not a chance in hell, brother. Give me the Colts all day. +3.
Yeah, give me the Colts +3.
Dude, that means the Jags are going to be 0-5. Does Doug Peterson's head roll if they go 0-5?
Yes, I'm surprised it hasn't already. And I still feel like he's a good coach, but I don't know what's going on with him.
He's undoubtedly a good coach, but someone's got to take the blame for it, and it's not going to be the guy that they just paid $250 million 5 games ago. So even though it's not his fault.
I just feel like they're not that talented, and maybe they just don't have I don't know.
It's crazy. Trevor's holding them back in that defense.
That's crazy to say because I also feel like they'd be worse without him. So they're just in purgatory.
They are because they have great weapons, but I mean he's just not getting the rock to him. I don't know if it's bad coordinator or what's going on down there, but unfortunately Doug Peterson's head's going to roll, even though I don't think he's the problem. Moving on, we have the Bills at the Texans. This is a pick'em game. Woo, this is tough, dude. Give me the Texans, man.
Give me Texans. Woo, we both going Texans?
Got to, bro. CJ Stroud's our boy. Dude,
I'm going Texans, too. I also feel like after the whooping that y'all put on the Bills, I think they'll go on just a little slide.
Either that or they'll come out white hot. But I don't think there's a quarterback in the league besides Lamar that I love more than CJ Stroud, dude.
Fair enough. I think he's, other than Lamar, he's probably my favorite quarterback as well.
I got a tough question for you about him. Is he a better person or a better quarterback? Because he's excellent in both departments. You don't have to actually answer it, but like
I'm just a fan all around, man. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that that's a difficult question. The fact that that's a difficult question, considering how like elite of a quarterback he is, just like shows just like why I love him so much. But moving on, we have the Raiders at the Broncos. That game's probably gonna suck. Actually, Broncos are 3-point favorites. They're giving the Raiders 3 points.
Only because of their defense. Give me the Broncos, just because I feel like Bo Nix will squeak one out, even though he's not good, and the Raiders will somehow mess it up like they always do.
I think Coach AP's gonna make more business decisions, baby. Give me the Raiders.
Yeah, they're a dumpster fire, bro. They're a dumpster fire.
All right, moving on. We have the Cardinals at the Niners. Niners are 7.5-point favorites. Give me the Niners.
Give me that.
I would have picked the Niners last week, but at the time of recording, Kittle and Debo both were unlikely to play. So I took the Patriots. But if I didn't, like I said on the pod, you can go back and check the tape. If all the weapons are playing, I would have picked the Niners. So I know all the weapons are playing this week for the Niners, so give me the Niners. Moving on. We have the Green Bay Packers at the LA Rams. Green Bay is 3.5-point favorites at the Rams. Jordan Love looked rusty, and I could tell that it was rust because by the second half, he really picked it up. I'll take the Packers. I hate how many favorites I'm taking, but I don't know, man. Something tells me that the favorites this week are just going to clean house.
Give me the Pack -3.5 too. I feel like Jordan Love's just gonna have one of those crazy games where he might throw 2 picks, but he'll also throw like 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Did you see last week?
And Matt Stafford will probably do the same. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a shootout, honestly.
Did you see last week Jordan Love wore a Brett Favre jersey and then had a Brett Favre style game?
Yeah, it did. What, like 3 picks and like 4 or 5 tuds? Yeah.
Yeah, just like Brett Favre would. All right,
Yep.
moving on. The Giants at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 6-point favorites. Give me the Seahawks. I don't see Daniel Jones performing well in that 12th man environment. And the Seahawks, with how I thought they played well against the Lions. The score, I don't think really was indicative of how that game looked. So I think the Seahawks, they'll wipe the floor with them.
Yep. Give me Seahawks -6, just for the same reasons that you said.
All right, moving on. Sunday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys head
I'm
into.
excited about this one.
They head downtown and face the Steelers. Steelers, 2.5-point favorites on Sunday Night Football. Jordan, who do you have?
Give me my boys, man.
Cowboys?
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me explain.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. You're very funny. Very funny. Nah, let me explain. The Cowboys will be without Micah Parsons and will be without DeMarcus Lawrence. We already know that their secondary is very, very exposable. Even with Deron Bland, he's out for the season, ACL. Then you got Trayvon Diggs, who is a good corner. Don't get me wrong, but my goodness, does he get burnt week in, week out? Again, everybody else in their secondary is questionable. I don't feel like they'll get as much pass rush as they think. They might be able to stop the run a little bit, but I don't think it'll be as effective because I think they are one of the worst run defenses. Last year they did a better job, or last week they did a better job. But once again, nah, I got my boys doing it, especially since Justin Fields may have been unlocked first and foremost. Secondly, I just don't think that Tomlin will have, you know how we are, bro. We'll go out and lose to a team we shouldn't. And then a team like this 5-star matchup, we're going to go out there and perform like we should. So I'm picking us in this one, especially with it being home and being on that grass instead of Jerry World. I just feel like we're just going to be more physical than the Cowboys coming out. They're not really a physical team.
Dude, Sunday Night Football, after an embarrassing loss like that, Yinzers are going to be buzzing. And if Dallas has all those injuries, dude, Mike T is going to say something new. The new Tomlinism of the week's going to drop, and the Yinzers are going to run all over the Cowboys, man. Give me Pittsburgh all day, dude. All right, moving on to the final game of the week, Monday Night Football, the Saints at the Chiefs. Chiefs are 5-point favorites. Rashi or no Rashi, give me the Chiefs, man. The Saints are ass. This will be easy for the Chiefs.
Yep. Well, give me the Chiefs. We also know that the rest won't let the Chiefs lose regardless. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. I still feel like the Chiefs are better than the Saints regardless. But, yeah, when you got Pat Mahomes, you're never out of a game. So, dude, Chiefs -5.
Chiefs aren't even going to need the refs, man. Chiefs are going to kick wholesale ass on Monday, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so, too.
All right, bro. That wraps up our picks of the week. We got the Lions, Titans, Eagles, and Chargers on bye this week. So, hopefully one of us can take the lead in our picks this week. Any final thoughts or words for the people?
Yeah. Once again, like always, people, we want to thank you for the support. It's been a pleasure doing this with my brother, man. Been really having fun with this. Like us on all platforms. Again, we appreciate it, man. Let's keep this train rolling.
Yeah, man. I appreciate all the love and support from everybody. Everyone who's said nice things to me or has told me that they've listened to the pod and have enjoyed it. Hey, man, if two best friends talking about sports can either inform you about something or even just give you a good laugh, I mean, that's just all that we want, is just you guys to have a good time listening to us talk about sports. And hey, maybe you might learn something or two from a couple of guys who have no idea what they're talking about. It's like, we actually know what we're talking about, but you get the vibe. But yeah, please like and follow on all audio platforms. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, and please spread the word. Let everybody know. Anyone who you think enjoys sports and wants a new way to talk about sports besides the boring suit and tie ESPN and Fox Sports, please spread the word. We appreciate all the love and support. And yeah, I look forward to this. I love doing this with you, dog. I can't wait for next week, man.
Yeah, same here, bro. All right. Appreciate you guys.
All right, appreciate y'all. Catch you next week.